Imagine waking up in a world where everything feels the same. No rhythm, no structure. Just an endless blur of tasks, notifications, and distractions. Time slips through your fingers. Days blend into each other, and life feels strangely weightless. This is the world Byung-Chul Han warns us about in The Disappearance of Rituals. He argues that modern society has lost the rituals that once gave life depth and meaning, leaving us disconnected, restless, and adrift in a sea of consumption. Han sees rituals as more than just formal ceremonies or religious traditions. For him, rituals are the invisible threads that weave people together, the shared actions that create a sense of belonging. A life without rituals is devoid of meaning, he writes. Because rituals provide a structure that turns the chaos of existence into something coherent. They mark time, shape identity, and give us a sense of continuity. When rituals disappear, we don't just lose traditions, we lose a part of ourselves. Think about how we experience time today. Everything moves fast, but nothing seems to last. We scroll endlessly, consume content at an inhuman pace, jump from one trend to the next, always chasing novelty but never feeling satisfied. Han argues that rituals act as anchors. They slow us down, make us present, and connect us to something beyond the fleeting moment. Without them, we're left with what he calls the dictatorship of the present, where history, culture, and tradition fade away, and all that remains is an endless now. One of Han's most haunting ideas is that without rituals, life becomes a marketplace. In the past, shared traditions and ceremonies shaped our relationships and communities. Now, transactions do. Neoliberalism replaces rituals with consumption, he writes. We don't gather around meaningful experiences, we gather around things. Instead of deep connections, we get social media interactions. Instead of shared meals, we get food delivery. Instead of meaningful celebrations, we get shopping events like Black Friday. Rituals once gave life a rhythm, a sense of sacredness. Now everything is up for sale. But rituals don't just structure time, they create identity. They tell us who we are by linking us to history, to community, to something larger than the self. Han warns that when we lose rituals, we lose this connection. And in its place, we get the lonely, self-obsessed individual of modern society. The ego, he writes, lacks the stability and grounding that rituals provide. Instead of being part of a shared tradition, we are left to construct our identities alone, through endless self-branding and performance. Social media amplifies this problem. Instead of participating in rituals that shape who we are, we curate ourselves for an audience, constantly seeking validation, but never truly feeling seen. Without rituals, life loses its depth. We skim the surface of things instead of engaging with them deeply. We don't read, we scroll, we don't converse, we comment, we don't celebrate, we consume. Everything becomes fast, disposable, and shallow. Rituals create a space beyond utility, he writes, meaning that their value isn't in productivity or efficiency, but in meaning itself. They slow us down, force us to reflect, and remind us that life isn't just about doing, it's about being. Reading The Disappearance of Rituals is like finding a map to something you didn't even know was missing. Han isn't saying we should return to old religious ceremonies or strict traditions, but he does want us to recognize what we've lost. In a world that moves too fast and prioritizes efficiency over meaning, rituals are more important than ever. They help us slow down and reconnect with ourselves, with others, and with something bigger than just the next notification. The big question is, can we create new rituals before they disappear forever?